Wednesday, and it is F2. F2 is fun and interesting if you don't know much about it. Whatever. Okay, there we go. Everyone's in. We're actually gonna start on time tonight. This is exciting. This is very exciting. There we go. Lobby is gonna get underway. We have a full 21 grid lineup for this evening. Reading up is underway. We are live at the Midwest F1 League. I am, of course, Crash McQueen. There we go. Where is live stream links? Okay, we are in Austria, the Austrian Grand Prix. My apologies, I'm getting everything all settled here. Of course, the F2 does commence with 2 races, or starts with a 1 lap qualifying on strict rule set, so no going over the line when you're racing, no shortcuts, simply put. You must put in the best possible laps that you can, legally that is, of course, under the rule set, and grid yourself accordingly on fastest to least, as well as the disqualifications go in the back. I believe we have 2 new drivers here tonight. Pork Chops, good to see you. I think 2 new drivers, 3 maybe. Impossible Bacon is 1. Ray _ E46, Ray is just for short. A lot of familiar faces there, and as well as Dead Text Message and Primitive, so 4 new F2 drivers here in the Midwest F1 League. We'll have to see what is to come here. There we go. I'm trying to get all my self under sorts. We're on with Spin and Win here. This is his 3rd week with us. He has shown some solid pace, but has shown a little bit of lack of consistency. Pull up the full track map as well. We can take a look at the position changes. It looks like Kenny's putting in a top performance tonight. He's looking to find a little bit of form and hopefully carry that over to tomorrow night. HSVDT and Jacko seem to be down the ways a little bit. It's heavy actually. You know, rubbing elbows with the top 5 there. He's doing pretty solid. Spin and Win, of course, holding on to pole as of right now, coming through Sector 2 around the technical section, which is virtually just 4 corners to call it a technical section, because we get right back into the speed. We kind of come around this turn 9 in 7th gear. You can hit it in the F1s. I'd imagine you'd be able to go in the F2s at 5th gear. Spin and Win looking to come over the line with pole here. He puts out a really solid lap. Only driver in the 112s, Kenny going 2nd. And Jacko going 3rd. Quite a bit of disqualifications. We'll run through it, excuse me, when we have up the rest of the grid there. But Spin and Win with a lovely, lovely time of a 112.972. Very solid from him. 2/10 back is Kenny. Jacko 3rd, Hotspot 4th. Hotspot actually being sandwiched by the 2 Prima drivers, and HSVDT going 5th. Is Heavy is 6th. Money Matt 7th. Super Ninas 8th. The Garris Fac 9th. Ray in top 10 in the solo Vertuzzi. JC Blackley 11th. ZGS 12th. Dead Text Message 13th. Tim Lee 14th. Spaceman 15th. 78 Corvette 15th, or 16th, my apologies, and the DNFs run AE Daltonian, Primitive, Tier the Tier, Impossible Bacon, and Menace. So not too shabby to start things off here. Let's see if I can try and send the link out even more, as I have my hands moving quicker than my brain is at some point here. Now, of course, F2, like I said earlier, is 2 races. Starting with our feature, then on to the sprint after. Both are at 25%, so we're not here all night doing both races. We've pretty much had everyone check in except for 2 drivers. Oh my god, okay. I'll finish off my thought here, then I'll get on to what I really want to talk about. So unfortunately, no chunky core gear Kaz. The 2 reserves tonight are Impossible Bacon and Dead Text Message, as well as 2 new faces. But we are about to get underway here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Let's see if Spin Win can hold on to the lead in the first corner. Looks like he gets it really off. Well, Kenny actually is a little slow out of the gate and already loses second position to Jacko. Hotspot along the inside kind of throws it into a corner that didn't really invite him to be. We have quite a few drivers moving down the grid. Looks like we got 3 drivers spun out around turn 1. Actually 4, that is. A couple severe collisions being handed out there. Kenny now down into 4th as he gets overtaken by It's Heavy. HSVDT is trying to work on Kenny here on the outside. Looking to come into turn 4, but Kenny's got the inside line. We'll quickly go over to what tires everyone's using. It looks like most are on the super soft. Kenny loses out his position to HSVDT and nearly gets a loss of grip as well as he tries to really send it to make back that position. Super Ninas holding off Garrett's back, with the Garrett's back not giving way. He's going to try and send it around the outside. Kenny going around the inside through turn 6. Takes back 4th place, but still moving down quite a couple positions there. Primitive and Tier the Tier looking to get into it. Tier the Tier having the outside line coming into turn 9, but Primitive is a little bit back and opts to give way. ZGS has the inside line and gets the pass on Primitive, but Primitive sends it a little bit late. Looks like Dead Text Message might have a move into turn 1. He's trying to get that speed going, but doesn't look like he's going to have enough of a line. Oh, he's going to late brake into turn 1 and gets a little bit of a tap on Primitive as the 2 new drivers kind of get into it there. And Primitive actually loses out, and I think Menace sent it into turn 1. And Dead Text Message was able to scave off elimination. Garrett's back seemed to have come at JC Blackley there into turn 1, but nothing going. Hotspot looking to make back some positions and goes around the outside on A. Daltonian, but A is going to be able to hold on to that position and hold into 13th place. The top 4 drivers are already separated by a second and a half here. Spin and Win trying to push it to 2 seconds as he seems to really have this course down pat. Kenny's trying to make back that position as HSVDT got the overtake somewhere along track. We're going to have DRS open up real quick here. Tim Lee's first one in the pit. Spin and Win. Oh, picks up an early penalty. That's going to hurt him. HSVDT gets a lock up into turn 10. Another one into, turn 9 and into turn 10. Now Kenny may think of a move into turn 1, and as the HSVDT might do the same to It's Heavy. Swooping in and out, trying to line it up. Kenny goes real wide to try and give himself a good racing line, and oh no, gets a little too much oversteer and loses it and hits the wall. Now HSVDT's in the slipstream. It's Heavy trying to get into the podium. HSVDT is to keep this prima dominance. It's Heavy's got the inside line and is able to hold on to the position for now. 78 Corvette picks up a spot. Daltonian and Hotspot seem to be going back and forth once again. Jump back over to HSVDT. He's on the outside line going into turn 4 here. Looks like he does not have the move done as he goes a little bit too wide, finds himself ever so slightly on the dirt, and that's going to give the inside and the racing line to It's Heavy, still holding on to 3rd place. HSVDT not going to give way. ZGS is coming at Tier the Tier here. ZGS going around the outside, Tier the Tier on the inside. Oh, is It's Heavy? We've lost It's Heavy. Oh, he absolutely bended around turn 6 and hit the wall, and that's the end of his race, unfortunately. That's not what you want to see. So we have VSC minimal. I didn't get any sort of notification if it's a proper VSC, or a proper safety car. But yeah, subscribers, throw those safety cars in the chat if you could ever do, please. 5 drivers in the pit running from Spin and Win down to Garrett's back. HSVDT opts to stay out here. Oh, Hotspot makes a very late decision going into the pit, as well as Kenny and Tier the Tier are into the pit. Also seemingly want to take a free pit stop on this VSC. Or no, it is a full-on safety car. Yeah, full safety car. Virtual safety car. Did you see that thing where it was just like, no matter what, even if you have a safety car in this game, it's still a virtual safety car? So a virtual safety car in this game would be a virtual safety car, but the safety car that we have right now is just a regular virtual safety car. But it's a safety car, but it's virtually, so it's a virtual safety car. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah, crazy stuff. We'll check how many drivers came into the pit off the get-go. Here's the top 5 opted out. Spin and Win did pit. Got a penalty as well. Ray, no pit. No pit for Menace. Jacko, the second highest driver to pit. 78 Corvette and Tim Lee. We need to just do a Tim Lee versus 78 Corvette tracker here. I need to... Can I... Where are we? Oh, whoa! No HSVDT! What are you doing? He spins out. Oh, and he comes back on track somewhat dangerously, but not too bad. And he's going to have to go into the pit, and that's going to really hurt his race. Ouch, ouch, ouch. How do I make a pole? I forgot how I did it. Oh, it's heavy with shot as a follow as well, and then Niru Nix 8 gave us a follow as well, so thank you very much, guys. I think that puts us around 110, around there, so much appreciated. I need to figure out how do I do a bloody pole. Come on. Oh, this isn't test anyway, this is Midwest F1. 6 at Austria, so good thing F2 race week 6 at Austria. There we go. It's heavy, man. That sucks. I can't remember how I did it last week, but I made a pole. Oh, but before I lose this thought again, as we see a couple more drivers come to the pit, my Midwest F1 gear finally came in, and I am freaking amped. I'm so happy I got to rep some of this stuff. Got myself a shirt. What did I get myself? I got an athletic shirt, as well as a hat and a toque. Yeah. And then the lady got a nice baseball tee, and one of my buddies got, actually Noganator got himself a men's baseball tee, and then McCracker Jack, who still may be in the chat here, also got himself a t-shirt to strut around town in the Midwest F1 gear. But how do I make a bloody pole? Come on. Safety car is in this lap, so my distraction from this entire safety car is completely gone now. ZGS is going to fire this bad boy up. And oh, dead text message was riding second the entire thing, then opts into the pit as soon as the safety car is over. It's somewhat of an odd choice to pit. We're back green in Austria here. ZGS holds a lead. his tires are the softs, so he's going to have to pit once more, but he's going to try and grow the lead as much as possible. You can see Spin and Win and El Majaco did pit, and Spin and Win is going to try and come at AE Daltonian real early off the restart here, but nothing going from here. Tier the Tier is looking to come at Money Matt. Tier the Tier goes all the way around the outside, and oh no, I think he got oversteer, and that pushed him right into Money Matt. Just an unfortunate situation there. Impossible Bacon is going to look to come at HSVDT, but that gap is kind of growing a little bit too far. Spin and Win with the far fresher softs. Ooh, has a little bit of the inside line peeking through on AE Daltonian there, but AE kind of closes the door just as quickly as he opens it. And Spin and Win once again trying to get past AE, but AE is going to park his car right in the middle of the track and make it real hard for Spin and Win to do anything about it. But Spin and Win might have a move into turn 1 here. He's looking to get a really good run out of turn 10, trying to get in the slipstream of AE, but AE looks like he's got some really solid straight line speed there, and he's going to put it tough on Spin and Win. Spin and Win breaks late and taps the back of AE. I don't know why Dead Text messages pit. That was just, you need to help him out there, Bennett boss. He's a little bit of a crew chief. Who looks like Super Ninas and Menace are going to go at each other here. Menace is going to defend around the outside on the Super Softs, very old Super Softs, be that may. But he does a lovely job to hold that racing line and not lose out on the 6th place. Jacko's trying to come at AE as Jacko actually overtook Spin and Win there. So now Spin and Win's dropped back into 5th as well with the penalty. Jacko's currently sitting in a real good spot with the 2 cars ahead of him still needing to pit. Spin and Win's trying to get around AE, but AE's just not making it easy. And there you go, Spin and Win's just going to send it down the inside line of turn 7, and AE's going to have to drop back a place. A couple positions switched around there. I think Menace dropped down 2, must have missed his racing line and gone wide somewhere. Dead Text Message looks to be coming out 78 Corvette here for 15th place. Spin and Win, and ZGS gets overtaken by 3 drivers there. They switch over to the bottom of the barrel battle at the worst time here. And Spin and Win and Jacko both have DRS. Spin and Win's really got to be sure to get an overtake on Spaceman here as well, with Jacko getting one easily, and Spaceman's going to hold that outside line and going to get a little bit of the back of Spin and Win, but nothing too bad. JC gets an overtake on Super Ninas, and Super Ninas is getting real heavy on that accelerator coming out of turn 3 and nearly puts himself into the wall, but is able to save it. Impossible Bacon gets overtaken by HSVT as HS is trying to get back as much of this race as he can in 9th place. Now Super Ninas looking to trying to work on JC Blackley, but nothing going quite yet. While that all went down, that text message did overtake 78 Corvette for 14th place. And JC with that broken arm, like, I'm literally being serious here, he does have a broken arm. He is in 7th place currently. Jacko is going to try and defend. Going into turn 1, Spin and Win is making up ground. He's going to get alongside Jacko going to turn 1. A little bit of a lag from the Australian there. Looks like Spin and Win does get DRS, so he's got the advantage going all the way down, and that straight line of speed is going to make it so he can hold on to first place. But of course, Jacko does not have any penalties as of right now. Spaceman ZGS and AE Daltonian battling all the way down to 5th, and the Garrus Vac decides, hey guys, don't forget about me, I'm going to jump up into the top 5 here as well. And on Garrus Vac looking to come at ZGS. He's got the inside lines. We're on board with AE Daltonian. Garrus Vac with fresher tires is able to outbrake ZGS. ZGS going for a slight switch back there, but can't get the traction coming out of turn 4, so Garrus Vac's going to get into the top 4 action. He's going to try and hunt down Spaceman. Ooh, AE gets on the gravel and opens the door for JC to slide right through, as you saw there. Now AE down into 7th, JC up into 6th. See Jack with DRS here, but Spin and Win's got the pace on this track, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get an overtake. not just on track position, but on overall time as well. Quickly take a peek at penalties, and Spin and Win actually has 8 seconds worth of penalty. Gersvac goes way wide through turn 1. JC overtakes. And we got 4 cars all clustered right together here. JC leading AE Daltonian going around the outside. Gersvac slots in behind HSVDT going at the Gersvac as Gersvac's looking to drop into 8th place now. Now we see this all the time where a cluster of cars get together for like 5-6 corners in a row, then after all of it they kind of just break up as one guy loses all his pace, then one guy finds a way through it all and is able to drive away, and that looks to be ZGS right now. Still needs to pit though. 11 positions gained from AE Daltonian in this race, but he also needs to pit. JC Black, who's got 6 positions gained. But we're looking at HSVDT right here, doing everything he can to get as many points back in this race as humanly possible. And he's looking to get an overtake on AE Daltonian into turn 1 here in the slipstream. He's going to get alongside him now. Brakes later, locks up. AE lets him go by. He's going to get DRS now, AE is, and he does open up that wing. But HSVDT is going to have Gersvac to deal with here, maybe into turn 3. Gers lines up the inside line, but doesn't decide to snipe through it. JC's looking to get an overtake on ZGS as ZGS goes to block the outside line, forcing JC to make a late move into the inside. And JC's looking to hold that overtake because JC's not going to push up into what is provisional third with Spaceman ahead of him needing to pit, and JC having a much faster way around track as it's seeing right now. HSVDT is trying to get an overtake on AE Daltonian as AE's doing a lovely job holding him back, forcing HSVDT to make a late change into the inside line into turn 9. HS doesn't opt to push through that small gap, and he's going to stick back into 7th. But now coming into turn 1, HS has got the slipstream of AE Daltonian. He's going to get nearly on the inside line, but nothing going there. And now JC is looking to get an easy overtake on Spaceman. Now into 4th, and you may have ZGS to worry about here, but HSVDT is trying to get at AE Daltonian, but AE was just able to sneak. Oh, as HSVDT absolutely sends it into turn 3, gets the stop done. The Gersvac also gets an overtake on AE Daltonian as well, as this cluster is just not breaking up. And you know what? I'm happy that I jinxed what I said, that they were all gonna split at some point, as they have all stayed ever so closely, and even Super Ninas has entered into the party, as every driver from 3rd all the way down to 9th is separated by a second here. And just back there, Dead Text Message and Money Matt are battling. Money Matt did get overtaken by Dead Text Message. I think that was into turn 1, but it looks like Money Matt's going to come back at Dead Text Message here. As Dead Text Message is going to try and defend, gives him room, goes all the way along the side, and he's going to continually hold on to 12th position there. Now ZGS looking to come at Spaceman as the battle throughout this entire race is just not stopping. Ever since the safety car and when the cars were brought close together, they've just continually stayed close together, other than those that have pit. But HSVDT is looking to come at ZGS now for 5th place. He's got the inside line. He's going to try and outbrake him. ZGS gets forced all the way around the outside. Does a good job of getting good traction. HSVDT does as well. Nearly gets on the gas a little bit too heavy, but he's going to have the lead going into turn 4 and the inside line as well. So ZGS is going to have to go all the way around the outside. HSVDT and ZGS split the Gersvac, and unfortunately ZGS goes on the gravel here, and he's going to lose out quite a bit of positions and drop to 9th, with all the other drivers overtaking. Tier the tier getting blue flagged here, moving out of the way for his teammate AE Daltonian, trying to get out of the way for Super Ninas here. going into the pit now, finally pitting. Spaceman is going to get 4th place as well with a couple of these drivers that were involved in that fight for several laps now going into the pit. We'll have to see where they come out. A. Daltonian is now leading the pit. Or no, he's coming into park now. But it looks like Spaceman's on the move. Is he going to be able to hold off Impossible Bacon and Dead Text Message? Or will these drivers get to the top 10? You can see Spaceman coming around the turn. And the Dead Text Message just sitting outside and able to overtake ZGS and A. Daltonian, but 5 laps to go here, and those drivers are on the softer compounded tire. But as it stands right now, Jacko 2 seconds back to Spin and Win, but Spin and Win has 8 seconds worth of penalties. Garrett's back trying to get himself into a position to get on the podium here with penalties to both HSVDT and JC Blackley standing right now. Garrett's back needs to make up a half a second on JC Blackley to feel comfortable with that gap sitting at just around 3.2 and changing every corner, so the more time he makes up, the better. Spaceman trying to get at Impossible Bacon here. Money Matt drops down. Did he spin out? Might have lost some sort of control as he drops all the way down into 15th here. We're going to have to see if AE is going to close that gap to Dead Text Message because AE going on far fresher tires. Here we go. The Garrett's back is now once again sitting at that 3.1-ish mark, so he's going to have to continually make ground, not just on HSVDT, but more mainly on JC Blackley. That might come down to the final turn, and I'm not sure if he knows how much of a gap he needs to make up, but he's just going to drive his heart out and see what he can muster up. Knows that HSVDT does have a penalty, I imagine, but may not know what JC Blackley has as well. So as long as he keeps it clean, right now he is under 3 seconds, so that will bring him in onto the final step of the podium. If it finishes now, it looks like JC Blackley lost out on some sort of time somewhere, and now the Garrett's back is about a half a second, just under a half a second clear of falling out of the podium, but still several laps to go here. Jacko 2.5 back of Spinnerman, when Spinnerman has actually increased his gap to 11 seconds of penalties, but it should be fine to hold on. Now with ZGS trying to come at A. Daltonian, as both on the very fresh super softs are trying to work each other. We'll have to see what ZGS can do going into turn 1 now. Is there enough room? Doesn't look like it. Maybe something into turn 3. AE gets a pretty good run, but it seems like ZGS was able to match him with DRS in the slipstream of AE. ZGS surely will be able to make a move into turn 3. He's going to get along the inside line here, and he's going to brake and take the position from AE, but AE is going to get DRS now, so he might muster up a move into turn 4. ZGS opts to the inside line here, and he's going to force AE to go around the outside. And ZGS brakes later than AE, but AE tries late switch back through the turn. He's going to get along the outside around turn 6. He's going to have to do it the hard way, but just far too much pace. He's going to have to hold through the turn for ZGS just to push him out wide and to continually hold that position. Kenny has worked himself back into 9th place, but 12 seconds worth of penalty. May be able to overtake Impossible Bacon before the end of this race. A second of time penalties separates the two. Oh, the Garrett's back lost a major time somewhere. I did not notice that, so JC Blackley surely sitting on the podium at the end of this race unless the Garrett's back can make up nearly a second. What has happened with the Garrett's back here? Oh no. But after this race, be sure to stay in stream as we do have the sprint race right after. And whoa, Daltonian gets a little too heavy on the throttle, nearly loses it there. Still has DRS to try and make up a little bit of ground, but ZGS is going to say thank you for that time that you've surely given me. And the gap is just outside a second, so AE is going to have to put the pedal to the metal here through the late section of Sector 2 and then into Sector 3 to try and get back into DRS range. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that battle there. Kenny, as I said, trying to get into 9th place, but 9 seconds of penalties between him and Spaceman. And Spaceman having only 3, Kenny with 12. Kenny's going to have to overtake and then create 9-second gap to really make up some ground. I think it's possible Bacon actually overtook Spaceman at some point there as he moved up in position. But Spaceman, like I said, only 3 seconds, where Impossible Bacon has 13 as well, so big gap between the drivers. Now Garrett's back is 4 seconds back. Dead text message is getting overtaken by ZGS now. 2 full laps to go. He goes off. Whoa. Nearly loses it. Able to hold on, but A. Daltonian may get an overtake. Just opts to stick in behind. Maybe wants something into turn 4, but we'll dead text message. Oh god. Dead text message trying to come back and said yes to get back into 12th place here. Of course, the penalties are going to make it real difficult for him. We'll have to see what he can do. Just a second outside, you can see the advantage of tires really helping out ZGS there. And now dead text message is going to be in trouble with A. Daltonian on the car pressure and the lighter compound. Super soft, so dead text message is going to be in a world of trouble here going into turn 1. Not sure if he's going to be able to muster out much of defense here. AE's in the slipstream, is going to get right alongside him. He's surely going to be able to outbrake him. Dead text message tries to send it around the outside. Ooh, they touch ever so slightly there. Nothing too venomous though between the two drivers, just both are able to hold on, and now dead text message is going to have to defend the outside line, still alongside, and AE is going to try and outbrake him. Dead text messages going around the outside line, and Spin and Win comes over the line for the win, but Jacko takes it over in the end. Dead text message unfortunately spinning out around turn 3. He's going to move down the order a couple of positions here. HSVDT is looking to get in the slipstream. JC Blackley, and a little bit of a sprint for the finish there, but JC had the advantage there, and Garrett's back unfortunately losing out on the 1.5 seconds, about a half a second each lap, as it seemed, with 3 laps to go there, and his podium kind of went to nothing there. Garrett's back 5th, Superman 6th, Primitive in 7th, Possible Bacon 8th, Spaceman 9th, ZGS is going to come over in 10th. Spaceman actually jumping up into 7th, so a solid finish from him. Kenny doing his usual, busts his car coming over the line, but he did it before he actually crossed it, so it's not going to give him the proper finish. So he's actually going to drop down into 16th place as the DNF is going to come back to bite Kenny. Initially sitting in 10th and then purposely DNFing himself brings him down into 16th. That's not what you want to see. All you got to do is just cross the line. I mean, no argument there. Jacko gets the win. JC comes 3rd. Spin and Win, I believe, is his first podium in the Midwest, so congratulations to Spin and Win. Prima continue their dominance. Spin and Win does get the fastest lap. He seemed to have this the better pace the entire race, but the penalties did hurt him in the end. HSVDT was able to get back into 5th place after that unfortunate spin out in the safety car. The gears back, like I said, in 5th. JC Blackley once again rounding out the podium. Super Nina 6th, Spaceman 7th, Primitive 8th, Impossible Bacon 9th, Menace 10th. And then second Campos and ZGS in 11th, first MP Motorsport in AE Daltonian in 12th, Hotspot in 13th, that text message in his debut in 14th, Ray in his debut in 15th, Kenny DNFs for 16th, as it says he finished lap back, Money Matt 17th, Corvette 18th, Tier the Tier 19th, Tim Lee in 20th, and it's heavy unfortunately with the only DNF through this race. Is there... I'm reading some lobby issues here. Yep, had cars lagging behind me and reappearing in front. Apologies if that... They're talking about restarting the lobby. But I don't think it's gonna happen. We're gonna get right back into it here with Primitive on the front step here. Spaceman not getting a good start and early gets overtaken by the Garris back into turn 1. Super Nina's trying to go around the outside, but Garris will hold on to the position. HSBT and Jacko are starting 5 and 8, so tough sledding for them. Seems we've got 2 cars in Ray and Tier the Tier spun out early. Spaceman gets overtaken once again going into the turn. Now JC's trying to send it around the outside to get an overtake. Being flip-flopped around, and spin and win is unfortunately spun out. Ooh, and a virtual safety car. And it looks like Menace didn't see the VSC coming out. What happened to spin and win there? He's been pulled off and is out of the session. Unfortunately, spin and win early out of this Grand Prix. Or from the sprint race. HSVDT and Super Nina's doing a slight bit of a tango there. Just a VSC to start us here. We'll pull up the feed once again and get the rest of our information up on the screen. Take a quick peek at the position changes as JC Blackley is able to get Spaceman. The Spaceman seemed to have been caught sleeping there, or just down, or JC Blackley perfectly sent it around, and now Spaceman's in trouble from Hotspot as Hotspot goes along the inside, and Jacko as well looking to overtake Spaceman, but he ends up doing so as Spaceman looked to have gotten a better run out of turn. Hotspot kind of blocked his way. Super Nina going on the inside line of AT defending and does so cleanly. Jacko overtakes Hotspot with Hotspot unfortunately spinning out. ZGS and Dead Text Message seem to be getting into it a little bit there. But Dead have the inside line into turn 4. Is gonna be able to hold on. Ooh, breaks a little bit late and forces ZGS off track and kind of comes back on. I'm not sure that was Dead Text Message or Tim Lee. I couldn't differ between the 2 cars there, but unfortunately Kenny gets hit and he's going to drop down the order there. We'll get on with HSVDT as the battle for 9th continually rages on. ZGS, and I think that was Tim Lee, are spun out in Sector 3 in the early stages. Super Nina's actually spins out. Jacko moves up a spot as HSVD goes into the podium position. Gary's back, got DRS and may think about an overtake into turn 1 here. Or turn 3, my apologies. And gets the better pace, but a little bit too late into the turn. JC Blackley may have something going. It's Heavy, looks to get an overtake on Dead Text Message. AE Daltonian trying to come back. Dead Text Message sends it to the inside line to try and defend. Both are going to get DRS, but Dead Text Message may be in trouble here from AE Daltonian. AE getting a much better run out of turn 3, maybe into turn 4, but it doesn't look like there's anything going for AE. HSVDT is now under pressure from JC Blackley, and JC is also under pressure from Jacko. Not sure if I saw any rain there. It looks like it's about to come down real quick here. These clouds are getting real dark. Hotspot goes purple through sector 2. Good on the lad. Making up some real ground. We'll take a quick peek at the position changes so far. It's Heavy actually gotten 13, so making up for what he lost in the last race. Now Jacko's trying to come back at JC, and AE is looking to come at Dead Text Message, and Dead sends it to the inside line. He's able to save it, but by doing so he drops down a couple positions. Nothing changes up at the top there, but it looks like those 3 drivers of HS, VDT, JC, and Jacko have caught the 2 leaders of Paris back. And Primitive, Super Ninas looks to get an overtake on Kenny. Kenny's got DRS though, he's in the slipstream, getting the pace now, ops to the inside line as Super Ninas goes to the outside. Kenny brakes later, and Super Ninas tries to go for an undercut there, or switchback, and now Super Ninas is trying to send it around the outside to get his position back, and he's forcing Kenny to take the lesser of the racing lines around the inside, and looks like Tier the Tier has spun out. Super Ninas and Kenny continue this battle, but Kenny looks to be able to hold him off. Spaceman gets right up along the wall there, or sorry, not the wall, I guess the wall of the racetrack, the virtual wall, and now Spaceman's dropped back quite a position, now into 11th, this not being his. Doesn't look like there's no damage to his front wing there, so he just doesn't have the pace here in the sprint. It's Heavy looking to go at the inside line of AE Daltonian, breaks real late on board with Dead Text Message. It's Heavy does overtake AE and forces AE to go around the outside the line, but AE does a lovely job to still hold on to that position. Now it is Heavy is going to come right back at him once again on the inside line, but this time into turn 4. It looks like Super Ninas spun out around turn 3. I'm not sure if anything went down between him and Kenny, but it looks like maybe one of the drivers actually hit him there. HSVDT does overtake Primitive. Primitive now is in trouble with JC Blackley as well as Jacko. A couple of turns, Primitive has gone from podium into 5th place, and he's in real tough now to make up those spots. Dead Text Message looking to gain a little bit of ground. AE Daltonian absolutely sends it, and maybe did a little bit too much. Able to save it, but loses the position to Spaceman as he falls down the order there, and Hot's got the inside line now into turn 1. And he's going to take that position away from It's Heavy, but It's Heavy does a lovely job there. But JC looks to get overtaken by Jacko now as I've jumped to the battle for podium here. We'll get on with Jacko. Jacko's got the inside line, both have DRS. JC looks like he's got the nose ahead. Jacko tries to outbrake JC, going right along the curb line there, but nothing going. We'll see if there's any position changes here with Hotspot trying to get into 7th place, but nothing happening there as well. Super Ninas and 78 Corvette look to be battling a little bit as we get and see the pink BWT, and they seem to have been clapping hands, but with cars a little bit there. Seem to have tapped each other 3 times over there. But Menace looking to get in the way. He's sure he's getting a blue flag there. Jacko overtakes JC. JC now drops out of the podium. Vac also losing out to the other Prima there. As the Primers are trying to do the double as they seem to usually do every week. Who can stop this Prima duo, HSVDT and Jacko. We need to get the band back together with Jimbo Fishing / Narniel and Lord Zed, as those two are virtually doing what Prima was doing this year, last season. It's heavy, getting a move on a hot spot. The rain is starting to come down halfway through this Grand Prix. Who's going to be the first to pull the trigger? Hot spot kind of nudges It's Heavy out of the way, and Garrett's back looked to come back at HSVDT, but by doing so gets himself off the track and nearly hits a couple of cars on his way back, but does get himself back on track. Gears back now down at 6, not what you want to see, but the has had something to do with it. Now we'll see who's going to be able to drive with a little bit colder of tires here. ZGS is first in the pit. We'll take a peek actually at the tire compounds that these drivers have on. So quite a bit do have the softs. The first two drivers out of the pit do go onto the wets. So the softs are surely quicker at this point here. Kenny is right behind Dead Text Message. May be able to muster up something into turn 3. ZGS in 18th place. Dead Text Message is getting the pass on ZGS as ZGS has the blue flag, but unfortunately Dead Text Message breaks too late and Kenny overtakes into turn 3. When are these drivers out there getting the call that they need to come in for some wets? It doesn't look like it's making all too much of a difference as of right now. Garrett's back trying to come at Money Matt. Money Matt's super softs are surely over the cliff here. Garrett's back on these softs. Could be able to overtake here before entering into the pit lane. Maybe the random serious move, because we've seen that happen a couple of times. But neither dip into the pit quite yet. But here we go, the Garrett's back with DRS now. Was able to fly around turn 10, and now Money Matt is just going to take the clean racing line, but the Garrett's back is going to be able to get right alongside him, going wheel to wheel around turn 1. Garrett's back does get DRS and does get 5th place, as a soft tire compound is seemingly the difference right now. We have a car spun out in turn 1. I think that's just out of the pit. That is Dead Text Messages. He's trying to get himself back on track there. Currently sitting in 12th, but enough of a gap between him and Super Ninaz, which is ever so quickly shrinking as of right now. But 78 Corvette looks to actually be coming at Impossible Bacon here. Or was it Impossible Bacon that overtook him? I believe it was the other way around there. But Jack was now right in behind his teammate in HSVDT. We'll have to see if the two Primas are going to get into a battle in the point here. A second separates the two drivers. It's Heavy having the much better pace with those super softs seemingly have fallen off now. Hot spot. Oh, that's awfully unlucky for It's Heavy there. Hot spot goes into the pit. I don't know what to make of that. Let's see what Hotspot and It's Heavy do. Imagine we're going to see some wets from the two drivers here. Who's just going to try and tough it out? That's the real question. Is it that bad where you need the wets? I'm sure they're quicker right now, but are you going to be able to tough it out? Usually the real telling point of how bad it is when you see no more DRS, but we still have it right now. 5-second penalty handed out to Dead Text Message, going into the pit too quickly, so he's going to have to serve that as quickly as he gets it. We're seeing yellow flags all over the place. That's Tim Lee gone way off and wide, maybe just doing that because he has a blue flag. No more. No, there's still DRS. The Garrus Vac looking, trying to get in the top 4 again. He's got DRS. He's got Primitive in his sights here. Primitive just choosing the clean racing line there. This Primitive still holds on to 4th place. Money Matt drops down a position. He's pitting now. Hotspot actually came out of the pit with some fresh softs. Not sure if that's what he exactly wanted to do, but he's going to live off the softs the rest of this race here. Primitive, whoa, brakes real late. HSVDT says that he left the session. Very interesting move from the Primitive. Still trying to hold off the Garrus Vac here. Both of these drivers are saying screw pitting for the wets. Let's just duke it out on the softs. Primitive is just going deep into every turn. Looks like HSVDT is back now. And he's going to get a welcoming from his teammate. He's probably going to join up in the straightaway here. I'll just see, still the computer. It's a very unfortunate time to join back. Still shows the bot on my screen, maybe different. And there we go, DRS is finally disabled here, and you can see the real difference in the rain coming down now. Maybe let's take a poke at what Money Matt's going to be able to do here. In 9th place, 6.5 between him and Ray. Can you make up much more ground here? But you notice the top 8 is all drivers who have opted to stay out on the softs. And Money Matt's already made up the 2.5 on Ray, but with the penalty, and with 6 seconds worth of penalties, virtually got to make up 7 seconds, or 11 seconds total on Ray to get into 8th place. So a tall order with 3 laps to go here, but something that may be done with yellow flags all over the track, spinning out here and there. What is the quicker way to the end of this race? Pitting or not pitting? It looks like HSVDT continually exits out of the session. That really hurts, as JC Blackley is second driver, or the only other driver that isn't in a Prima car on the podium as of right now. Looks like we have a spun out Impossible Bacon. Or is that, sorry, ZGS. I believe that's GS. All the way back there. I have to see Super Ninas pits, but pits for the softs. I think that was an accident. He's going to go onto the grass. And Super Ninas has left the session. But I think that's his bot that's going to finish him the rest of this Grand Prix here. Ray into the pits. Money Matt is going to move up a couple of positions with A.E. Daltonian as well in the pits. So a lot of these drivers are just going to try and survive. HSVDT is back for the second time here, so he wants to finish this race actually driving. But it looks like second place is the best that he'll do, with Jacko seemingly just holding on to this win, and is going to do the double. Tim Lee, oh no, Tim Lee! Tim Lee lost it, and he's gotten into the wall around turn 6. Oh, that hurts. Is that Kenny coming around? I think it is. I'm trying to get one good look at Tim Lee as he's all the way down the other side there, but he has been cleared. And Tim Lee, unfortunately, out of this session as well. He's going to drop down the grid. That moves up all the other drivers a couple of positions. A little bit of lag here, but everything seems to be okay. Looks like we're getting it all back now. Is that Kenny? That was Kenny that was off, so he's trying to last out the softs as well. Money Matt's making up some crazy ground now as this track is very, very wet. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to catch Primitive, as he's making up some crazy ground on Primitive. And Primitive's just trying to last out, as the different strategies are really coming to play now. But 3 seconds of time penalties is right now hurting Money Matt, but I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem to be able to make all that up. Hotspot's going to be in trouble from AE Daltonian as well, as they're even on penalties. Hotspot's on softs and AE's on the wets, so Primitive's really struggling on those softs. ZGS is retired in pit, I believe that is. Where is AE going to end up? Is AE going to have any chance at Primitive as well? Oh, I think Jacko gave his teammate the win because of the unfortunate lag out there. JC Blackley is going to come over with the podium. Money Matt nearly makes up the ground to the Garrett's back, but he's going to have to come over 5th, which is a very good finish in the end. Hotspot and Primitive are going to battle through the last turns on a scary kind of situation with those two being on softs. Hotspot seems to do the better job there, and Primitive's just trying not to lose it, and Primitive's going to lose a position. It's heavy in the end. I think that was inevitable there. But Primitive actually gets back ahead of its heavy with the penalties. Spaceman is going to come over in top 10 and pushes his heavy down into 10th, actually. I think a position swap between Menace and Super Ninas there. Ray seemingly coming over 12th, then nearly actually gets 11th at the time penalties to its heavy, and Dead Text misses his first Grand Prix. He's going to be the last to come over the line here. And I think it's just going to be 13th. No difference there. The last 2 corners here, turn 9 and now into 10. But we are done here in Austria. We are about done here. Why let HSV? Because he just... Yeah, I understood that, Jacko. I figured as much. It was kind of unlucky. But once again, Prima's own the day. Jacko going 1 and 2. His teammate going 2 and 1, or was it 3 and 1? But surely, yeah, that win was kind of set for HSVDT, but unfortunately with the disconnects, his teammate did give it back to him, rightfully so. So the Primas, no point different team-wise there, but Jacko's still going to collect up quite a bit of points here today. I think that's going to put him at 59 for the evening. So crazy points from the team of Prima, and they're going to continually grow that gap. JC Blackley, with a broken arm, gets a podium. And then we're going to go with Garrus Vac in 4th, Money Matt 5th, going 17th, 5th. So strategy wins the day for Money Matt there. 8 Daltonian going from 12th to 6th, Hotspot 13th to 7th, Primitive 8th, Spaceman 9th, It's Heavy 10th, Kenny 11th, Ray 12th, Dead Text Masters 13th, Impossible Bacon 14th, 78 Corvette 15th, Super Nina 16th, Menace 17th, and DNFs from ZGS, Tim Lee, Tier the Tier and Spin and Win. So a very fun and exciting evening, a lot of passes. Okay. Alright, we're gonna just bring it to a fairly decently quick, abrupt end here in Austria. So congratulations once again to the Prima drivers of Jacko and HSVDT for each getting a win in this evening, as well as good drives from the new drivers out here tonight, and very thankful and happy to be having you a part of the Midwest F1 League. So we'll be back to overall winner Jacko. Jacko was the overall winner. But yeah, that'll be it for us here in the Midwest F1 League for our Wednesday edition of the Formula 2 Series. Be sure to come back tomorrow for our Thursday night league racing. As you can see, a couple of our other favorite drivers in Mystic Joker, as well as Honda and Monkey Mafia, will come back in the other McLaren, teaming with Mystic Joker. So a lot of your usual faces are in the Thursday night. If you do enjoy league racing, be sure to check out our YouTube channel as well, where you can see Division 2, which is uploaded straight to there by our other announcer, Hotspot. So he does a very good job. Be sure to go support him as well. Friday night is our multiplayer series, where it is just absolute anarch chaos. So if you enjoy that, then come check that out. But that is about it for me here in the Midwest F1 League. I've been Crash McQueen, your host, seemingly every night here, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. So don't be worrying about me, and you have a good rest of your Wednesday night, and have a good Thursday afternoon if you're in Australia. So yeah, good night and enjoy your day.